Good shit.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of High Mythology, the show where we get higher than a chicken in flight and tell you guys silly stories from mythology and folklore. Today, we are bringing you guys a little bit of south of the border folk tales here with the Tepecano Mexican folktale.
Mm-hmm.
Called the Black Chicken, right?
Not black chickens.
The Black Chickens.
Not just black chickens. It's funny.
Yeah. Today, playing the part of the chicken will be Leonardo DiCaprio, but that's all he's going to play the part of, so you won't actually know whether or not he was really here
Tom
with
Hanks
us.
was the last chicken.
Mm-hmm. Tom Hanks we have as a chicken also. I believe Benicio del Toro is also a chicken.
Ooh, and Tessa Thompson. Or Tessa Thompson. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so yeah, without further ado or me fucking around anymore, let's go ahead and take it away, Kimbo.
All right, this is a story of a married woman who had eyes for another man.
Oh,
Scandalous. Although the husband, Don Juan, knew his cheating bitch wife, Ophelia, was cheating on him, he merely watched and didn't know how to approach the scandal.
I am but a cuckold.
One day, he wanted to see what happened, so he announced to his family that he was going to work in the fields all day. And as soon as he was out of the sight, Ophelia ran to the window and called out,
"Come, my love, my pig of a husband is finally gone."
Very slowly, her lover, Mario, oh no, we're going to call him Sancho creeped into the house, and Ophelia kept waving her hands about, motioning him to go faster. When he got to the front door, she stepped out and said,
"Don't worry, he's not here. Damn, that took you forever."
Meanwhile, Don Juan did not really go to the fields, and instead he went to the church because he knew his wife often went there to pray, always asking the statues for a miracle. So Don Juan hid behind the giant Jesus statue with the outstretched arms, hands, whatever. And after an hour passes, Ophelia came to the church and bowed in prayer, saying,
"Father, please, hear my prayers. Make my husband blind. Take away his sight. I wish to be with my lover, Sancho, instead. Please, Father, I need a miracle. I will give you 50 pesos today, 25 tomorrow, and 12 the day after that. But that's about all the pesos I can afford to part with, so please don't require more."
When she finished her prayer, she cried out once more.
"I am a lazy..."
No.
Oh, well. Talk to me, Father. Talk to me, Father. What can I give? What can I give my husband to make him go blind?
Sorry, I lost my fucking... my beating. Then suddenly she heard the voice of God speak to her, although it was really Don Juan behind the statue. He said,
"Feed him black chickens?"
And Ophelia went home happy as a bumblebee, for she knew what to do to help make her husband go blind. The sun was high in the sky, about noonish, and Don Juan thought he should run home and tell his wife not to bring him lunch while he was working in the fields, even though he hadn't been there all day. But then he got a different idea. So when he got home, he threw open the door and yelled at his wife.
"Where the hell were you, woman? What happened to bringing me my lunch today? I am Don Juan de la Nuche. I do not go a day without a lunch."
Ophelia is startled by Don Juan, but hurries her answer.
"I am a lazy sack of shit and couldn't keep up on the house chores. That's why I didn't do anything. I did watch the Maury Povich show, though. It was very entertaining. I found out who was and wasn't the father. Then I killed the chicken, and it took forever to pluck it. I should have plucked it while it was alive, like I always do."
And Don Juan simply said,
"Hurry up, bitch. I am hungry."
So she put the chicken in the pot and cooked it up real nice and slow with some rice and chili sauce. And when she was done cooking, she made her husband a plate and said, "Here." Oh, sorry.
Here, you go on and eat this, you fat fuck.
While Don Juan was eating, Ophelia put aside a pan of stew. Don Juan was curious and asked his wife what it was for. Ophelia snapped quickly at her husband and said,
"This stew is for me. I'm on a new Atkins diet. It's the stuff I'm eating these days. Don't you fucking judge me."
But really, it was for her lover, Sancho.
Sancho, how I long for your touch.
When evening strolled around, Don Juan asked his wife,
Babe, wife, I think I am starting to lose my eyesight. Tell me, look into my eyes, my beautiful, magnificent eyes. Do they look like they are fading?
Ophelia goes over to her husband and gasps, saying,
"Oh my God, oh my God."
And then her mood changes to extremely happy. In the morning, Don Juan took off and came back home around noon. And again, Don Juan slammed open the door and yelled,
"Why the fuck did you not bring me my lunch, woman? I tell you, I am famished again."
Ophelia rolled her eyes and said,
"Well, I guess I was too busy plucking this damn bird again. And besides, we have all these chickens. All we have are these chickens. There's nothing else to eat. It's just fucking chicken stew and chicken tamales all day with you, Dawn."
The next day, Ophelia cooked another chicken. And after Don Juan ate his dinner, he said to his wife,
"Wife, every day I keep losing more and more of my eyesight. What can be happening to me?"
Ophelia was convinced that that feeding her husband the black chickens was indeed helping her to make her husband go blind.
"Oh, so soon I will be in Sancho's embrace."
The next 2 nights she served her husband more chicken, and on the 3rd night after Don Juan finished his chicken dinner, he said to his wife,
"Babe, I cannot fucking see anything."
And for some reason, Sancho, Ophelia's lover, was posted up in a bush just outside their house. Ophelia went to the window and motioned him to come inside. She whispered quietly,
Come in. He's blind as a bat. He can't see anything."
Don Juan heard and shouted out,
"Where are you, wife? Are you still here?"
Ophelia turned around and snapped at him.
"Yeah, shut up. I'm right fucking here. Just leave me alone for a minute. I'm totally just over here doing my own fucking thing."
Don Juan starts to rant and cries out,
"Oh, dear heavens. How did this happen? Why must I be blind? Me, the most interesting man in the world. How will I work? How will I go hunting? How will I sit and pose for my Dos Equis commercials?"
As Don Juan was rambling on, Ophelia snuck outside and embraced her lover. She whispered to him,
"Come inside. He's completely blind. What could he possibly do to us?"
Step by step, Sancho slipped his way into the house, and Ophelia went into the kitchen, sat down facing the room of her husband, and started grinding corn. Sancho stood in front of her, caressing her titties, more or less. And from Don Juan's chair in the corner of the other room, he looked away and continued his rant.
"I will never be able to see anyone again. What will happen to us? To me? I will probably die an early death, or they will try to replace me on the commercials with someone less qualified and much less interesting."
All right, now here's the fucked up part, folks. This whole time they had a son named Carlos just hanging out and watching everything, but never said a word.
Mom! Don't bother. Just give me a minute over here. I'm getting my boobs caressed by a man with a thin mustache.
More or less.
More or less. But I say more, so don't slow down, Sancho.
Don Juan called out to his young boy, Carlos, and said,
"My boy, come here. Let me give you some advice and explain how you must work in order to support yourself."
The cheating couple was now tickling each other. Even though Don Juan could see, he continued to tell Carlos.
Oh, stop it. I'm ticklish.
Jesus. He continued to tell little Carlos,
If this is God's work, then so shall it be. I am blind, my boy. My life's work ends here. My boy, bring me my Remington, so I may give you a lesson on how to handle such a weapon.
Little Carlos ran and got his father's gun. and Don Juan held out his hands so that little Carlos could put the gun in his hands. Don Juan said,
"Now let us see here. Come, my boy. Closer. Closer so I can teach you to shoot."
The two took hold of the Remington, pointing it away from anything. Don Juan continued to say,
"This is what you need to do to kill a deer. Aim under its foreleg and go straight for the heart."
Ophelia started to giggle from the tickles.
Stop it, I said I'm ticklish.
Don Juan could see, but continued to tell his son.
A little bit of pee just came out.
Oh, Jesus.
"And so, my boy, if you aim at a bird, you want to shoot for its wing so you are not eating the bullet later. If you kill a goat, it would be just like a shooting the deer, but only with more facial hair. You would aim for its foreleg and aim for its heart. And if it is a wolf in sheep's clothing, a pinche fucking Sancho making a cuckold of you, you'll do it like this."
Don Juan took complete hold of the Remington, aimed it at Sancho, and blasted him. Bang! Sancho sprayed blood everywhere before falling on Ophelia. Ophelia got herself out from under
Oh, jeez, you're very
Sancho's
overweight.
body.
This is very uncomfortable.
And stood up. And then Don Juan took the rifle strap off and whipped his wife until she fell back on the floor again. Ophelia just cries out.
Oh, what trouble. Don't you go getting any ideas that it will happen again.
Don Juan smirks and says,
What the fuck are you talking about, woman? Why not? Go ahead and try it, you stupid peach.
The next morning, the two neighbor women stopped by the house and asked Ophelia, "Aren't you coming?" Ophelia asked,
"Where to?"
"To pray at the altar."
Typically, I just smoke cigarettes while I stand outside and look silently and judge people while they walk by. So no thanks, it's not for me anymore.
Don Juan overheard and said,
"Why not? Maybe a miracle will happen for you."
"Uh-huh."
I know how you like to ask God for the miracles, you
Then
fucking
Ophelia
bitch.
helped her husband pick up Sancho's body, and together they dragged his body out like old laundry. Later, the police came and questioned Don Juan.
I got him with my...
So, what happened there, eh? Don Juan casually says,
You're a very Canadian man to be living here in Mexico, sir, but I caught him with my wife.
"Oh, then why did he get there shot like 5 times, eh?"
No, I only shot the bastard once. Who else was shooting him? Did he have more bullet holes? I should have known.
The police shrug and pick up Sancho's body and carry it off. A week goes by, and the neighbor women come back again to see Ophelia gazing out into the fields and ask her, "Sup, bitch? So, why suddenly are you so high and mighty?" Ophelia snaps out of her little daydream and says to them,
Whatever do you mean, Sharon? I've always been better than you.
"You don't go to church anymore. You don't come to any of the dances anymore. You never snort coke with us anymore."
Well, no thanks. It's just not my kind of lifestyle anymore. I've moved on to greater things.
Don Juan could hear and yelled out,
Why not go out and do some coke and see some male strippers bounce their dicks against towels, huh? You might get lucky and a miracle will happen for you.
Ophelia turned around and shouted back at her husband,
How can I pray at the church when the statues tell me lies? Why give them my faith or money?
Don Juan smirks and asks,
What do you mean? You didn't like the miracle that I gave you?
That it gave you.
Most interesting miracle in the fucking world.
Ophelia scuffs at her husband and snobbishly says,
How crazy or stupid do you think I am? Sancho is to blame. It's all his fault. I shouldn't have let him in. I shouldn't have caved in. I won't be doing that again. But how do I miss the feeling of his thin little mustache on my taint?
Well, and that's the story. Story, folks. What'd you think, Ben?
I thought it was good. I think Sancho's a fucker. Yeah.
Little bitch.
Little bitch?
He didn't even have any lines.
He didn't even have any lines. It's me, Sancho. And I am here to fuck your wife. Who let Sancho win? Yeah, jeez.
Get that out of here.
That is some pretty silly stuff, though.
Yeah, right. I was like, oh, this shit. Like, he just beats his wife with a fucking rifle strap after he like fucking kills her lover and it falls on her body. And I mean, there's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
It's all over the fresh corn that she was grinding.
Beats her with a rifle strap.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
That's hilarious.
No divorce, but I'll beat the shit out of you with the strap.
I'll just beat the shit out of you. Her response was just silly, too. It didn't even really make sense. Like, oh, well, that won't happen again, huh?
I know, right? I'm like, oh, that sounds like you're thinking about it, though.
What?
If that's your fucking response.
Like, are you promising not to do it again? Or are you just saying, like, I won't hit you with the strap again? Or, like, I won't catch you again? Or, like...
Yeah. For real.
For real. Yep. Sancho. Beware. Legend has it that Sancho's descendants went on to be the guys who are going to fuck your wife. So
there are at least 100,000 living in Texas.
Yeah, there are at least 100,000 Sanchos living in Texas alone.
At any given point.
Across the world, there are millions of Sanchos. Yeah.
Fucking millions. Watch out, guys.
Yeah. There are even guys who endorse Sanchos now. They're like, hey, welcome to my household, Sancho.
Girls, you watch out for Sanchitas.
Sanchitas, yeah.
Those fucking bitches. You watch out for them. Yeah. Because there are double that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when you're a strapping young lad like I was 10 years ago. A strapping young lad like I am not that anymore. Yeah, our references for this episode are a book called Latin American Folk Tales, Stories from Hispanic and Indian Traditions, by John Bierhorst.
Yep.
That's a very German name to be doing Spanish mythology, but I am cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm John Bierhorst, and I'm here to tell you all about the Spanish mythology, yeah.
And Indian traditions.
Indian traditions, yeah. Over there in Sweden, we study a lot of that, yeah? Oh, guys. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this Saturday short.
Mm-hmm. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. Look forward to Thursday.
So we can send you some stickers.
Yeah.
I want to send someone stickers. Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah, give us an excuse to send you a sticker, and we will send you a sticker.
Indeed.
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. And, yeah. I'll see you guys on Thursday for...
At Atlanta.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.